So every time I try to do one of these, I end up just rambling on and making like a 2 minute story last like 10 minutes, and it's crazy. So anyway, yesterday I made a video about a situation at work. What I talked about was irrelevant, but it was about work, and somebody overheard me talking about it, and they reminded me of this situation that also happened at work that was pretty funny. Um, so at my place of work, we had a lot of customers, and they would bring us things from time to time, flowers, candy, lunch, gifts. I mean, some of them even gave us cash. Um, but most commonly, people would bring us lunch. It happened all the time. So, and most of the time, they would bring something for everybody. No one really ever excluded us. This is really hard. I think like a couple of times we were brought something that didn't include person C, but that was only because I think her demeanor I think they just didn't realize that we all were like friendly and communicated with each other. I just think that they, not trying to be rude or exclude her, but just didn't think that she would want it, I guess. Um, so anyway, this is a situation that we always laugh about, and we call it Sandwichgate. So on this particular day, this customer, I think this was like her second or third time coming in, and she had been nothing but friendly and pleasant, all the times she came in. My interaction with people usually is only on their first day, other than greeting them, saying hi, asking their name, stuff like that. So we had never had a negative interaction. Everything seemed fine. She seemed very nice. So on this day, she comes in, I greet her, then work bestie takes her in the back to get her services. And work bestie comes up to me a few minutes later with a brown paper bag, and she says, so and so brought in 2 breakfast sandwiches, one for me, one for you, but she didn't bring one for person C, and I feel bad, and I don't know what to do. So I told her to give my breakfast sandwich to person C because I had already eaten breakfast. I wasn't hungry, so I wasn't going to eat it anyway. And I asked her, I said, well, are you sure it's supposed to be for you and me? And she said, yeah, she specifically said. So I was like, okay. I gave my breakfast sandwich to person C because I didn't want it. And so later on, this person was sitting in the waiting area, and I went up and I thanked them. I said, thank you so much. That was very, sweet of you to do that. That was very thoughtful. Thank you for the sandwich. I didn't say that I ate the sandwich because I didn't know if she would go into person C's office and see the sandwich. So I didn't say that. I just said thank you. And I didn't really think it mattered anyway, but that's beside the point. So as I'm telling her this, she's like really shocked. I mean, the face, it was like, huh? But also kind of like angry. I can't put into words. I knew immediately that there had been some type of misunderstanding. So she kind of was like, well, you're welcome. So then I went back to work. I was like, something's up. She's acting funny. Like, why would she act like that? So we started going back and forth and discussing exactly what was said. Because I kept saying, like, she was like, no, she said that it was for you and me. And I can't remember exactly what was said. It was something like, that girl, well, she referred to me specifically as a certain type of girl, but that I don't think is the point here. But the girl up front, I forget exactly which, something about breakfast. She doesn't look like she eats breakfast, or I don't even know. And I'm not skinny at all, so I don't know why anybody would say that, but that's beside the point. But that's not what she said exactly. I'm trying to remember. However it was worded in a way that made work bestie just think that she was talking about the two of us. Maybe she said something like she looks like she is hungry, or she looks like she eats breakfast. I don't know. But anyway, she thought it was for the two of us, when obviously now we know that what she was saying was, here's a sandwich for you and person C. The girl up front, she don't need no sandwich. So the girl leaves. It doesn't matter. I wasn't going to eat it. Like, everybody's fine. We're just kind of laughing about it. Like, ha ha ha. This isn't the first time that someone excluded one of us, in something. So, a little while later, we're sitting up front, and person C is standing in front of the front door, and work bestie is sitting next to me, and we see the girl walking back up towards the door. So person C opens the door, and she has another brown paper bag, and she hands it to person C, and person C's like, oh, what is this for? And she's like, well, you didn't get your sandwich that I brought for you, so I got you a salad so you can have something to eat. And so person C is like, well, oh no, I ate the breakfast sandwich, like it was really good. And she started talking about the stuff that was on it. And so this girl is like really confused at this point, because she's like, well, who didn't get something? So I was like, raised my hand. I was like, me. And then she just kind of looked like, huh? She's confused because I thanked her for the sandwich. So obviously she assumed that I ate the sandwich. So this girl had no problem excluding me. She went out of her way to, and I don't know if she bought the sandwiches or made the sandwiches, but she went out of her way to bring in sandwiches just for the other two. It was like she wanted to make sure that the other two got something and I didn't. So when she thought that me and work bestie got a sandwich and person C did not, she went out of her way to go to she went to the sub shop down the street and got a salad, bought it, paid for it with her money, and walked it back up here to give it to person C, because she did not want person C to think that she was being excluded. And she kept the salad, by the way. She did not even offer me the salad, knowing that she had already had a sandwich. Not that I would have taken the salad, because those salads down there, like the food down there, salad is the only thing edible basically, but that's neither here nor there. She didn't even offer it, and we still to this day laugh about it. Not just the girl, but person C, who was just so greedy that didn't even think to offer something that she only got due to a misunderstanding. I mean, I could have just kept the sandwich and heated it up and ate it for lunch. But that just goes to show you the type of person that person C is. And she's not a bad person, but she has selfish tendencies, and I don't even think she really, my point is, it never even occurred to her to say, oh, would you like the salad? But also it's pretty funny that this girl, for whatever reason, disliked me so much that she wanted to make a point to come in, because if there was some reason that she thought that I wouldn't want or like a sandwich, she could have said, oh, I brought sandwiches for the other two girls. I didn't think that she would want one because insert reason, or whatever. But she never said anything. So who knows the reason why? And I assure you, I was not rude in any way to this girl. We exchanged nothing but pleasantries. There was no reason for this girl to act like that. And I don't even know if she had bad intentions with it. I mean, obviously she didn't have good intentions. But I don't know if there was any malice. Maybe she just didn't realize what she did was rude. Who knows? It doesn't matter now, but it's just kind of a funny story.